Hey, it's Abby, and today I'm going to talk about the system I use to organize every and any space in our house. It works for me no matter how big or small the space is, and I'm excited to share it with you so that you can start organizing some of your own spaces as well. So to demonstrate my organizing system today, we are going to use my messy desk drawer right here. So we recently moved, and when I packed up my office supplies, I just put them all into Ziploc bags. And for the past 6+ months that we've lived in our house, I've just been grabbing them out of the Ziploc bag. So step one is to take everything out of the space. I really like to start with a blank slate so I can see what I have and really assess my storage needs. Sometimes it has to get worse before it gets better. Step two. Purge like crazy. This is the most important step in the process. If I'm just reorganizing all of the stuff that I have, things that I don't even use anymore, that's not organization. That's just rearranging my clutter. So I really try to be ruthless and get rid of anything that I'm not going to use, anything that's broken or worn out. Either I throw it away if it's worn out, or if it's still in good condition and I just don't use it anymore, I will donate it. So I want to get my pile of things down to just the items that I use often and I absolutely need in my house. Step three, put like items together. I will be able to find my items more quickly if all my paper clips are together and all my washi tape is together. It also helps me to evaluate what types of storage containers or dividers I'm going to need for all of my items. Step four, CORRAL-like items. This does not mean that you have to go out and buy all sorts of new bins. I like to start by looking around my house and seeing what types of bins or organizing tools I already have. I repurpose things like using mugs to hold pens. I will use items I would normally discard, like a cardboard box, maybe wrapped in some pretty paper, to organize something. Organization does not equal buying a bunch of expensive bins. A lot of times you can find things in your house that will work just fine. If I'm doing an organizing project and I've searched everywhere in my house and I can find absolutely nothing that will work, then I might go out and buy a new bin or two. But usually I can get by with things that I already have. So now that I've pared down my items to what I really actually need to keep in my desk, I went and grabbed this plastic organizer that I had for my desk in my old house. I will link to a similar one in the notes. But I like this because it fits in my drawer nice and neatly. It has the different sections, and so I can just kind of figure out what is going to fit where and what the best configuration for my items will be. Step five, label. This step is optional, but I kind of have a thing for labels, so I usually end up labeling all of my containers or items. You can do this in any number of ways. Sometimes I get a little fancy and I use my silhouette machine to cut out some pretty labels out of adhesive vinyl. Other times I'll take my label maker that I've had for like 5 years that I love, and I will print out some labels there. Other times I will make labels myself, like in Microsoft Word or in Canva, and you can catch those videos on my channel as well. I decided to use the adhesive vinyl letters on the bottom of the tray for this project because then when I take something out to use it, I know exactly where to put it back. Step six, refill your space. Now that we have everything sorted and labeled, it's time to refill your drawer and make it look pretty. I put in a little drawer liner to make it look pretty, and then all I had to do was take my tray and put it back in my drawer, and everything was nice and organized. Step seven, train yourself to put everything back in its spot. This is one of the most important steps as well, because I don't know if you're like me, but I'm kind of scatterbrained. I have a natural tendency to just go from thing to thing to thing and leave this trail of stuff behind me as I go. If I really focus on putting everything back in the spot that I've created for it, my system will stay organized, not just for a day, but for the long term, which is our ultimate goal with getting and staying organized. Step eight. Finally, don't be afraid to tweak your system. If I'm going through my day-to-day life and I realize that the organizational system I set up isn't really working that well, I can make changes and tweak it so that it better fits my lifestyle. It's not set in stone once you organize something. So for the most part, that's the system I use to organize any space in my house, large or small. Let's take a look at those steps one more time. Step 1, take everything out of the space. Step 2, purge like crazy. Step 3, put like items together. Step 4, corral like items. Step 5, label. Step 6, refill your space. Step 7, train yourself to put things back in their spot. Step 8, don't be afraid to tweak your systems. So hopefully my process can give you a starting point to go from when you're working on organizing your own spaces. I know it can seem overwhelming, but the quickest way to get organized is just to start. Even if you can only commit 15 minutes to organizing a space, that's the perfect first step in the right direction. Let me know in the comments which space you're going to get organized today. And be sure to subscribe to our channel for more organization inspiration. You can also get our helpful bonuses that will get you organized in a snap by heading to the link below.